Ada Bridge by night. Really spectacular, really spectacular, really spectacular. Single pylon asymmetric bridge. Because of the terrain, this solution was applied, and it's spectacular. At least back to my opinion, I mean, I recall that this was actually the first case that there was an internet voting for the solution of this bridge over Ada. And if I recall correctly, it was in 2003, something like that. 3-4, I'm not sure. And this solution was by far the most expensive, but it was chosen by the people that voted over Inter. I also voted for this solution because it was also, I mean, by far the nicest, the most beautiful bridge. Now, of course, I'm not going to go into who took the extra money for this, which of the politicians, etc. But yeah, the bridge is really spectacular, and it's now really one of the landmarks of Belgrade. This pylon is practically visible from most places in town. The other mall also looks nice by night. This, as I said, according to my memories, this was the first situation when somebody has asked people what do they think, which solution should be applied. I recall the interview with the main architect of the Mostarska petlja. I mean, the main cross section. We will be now going, not now, but in a few minutes we will be there. Initially, I mean, there was another solution. That other solution was 10 times less expensive, but sorry, this corona thing is driving me crazy. 10 times less expensive, but also at least 5 times less capacity for the traffic. Back then, when this was under consideration, nobody actually, it was difficult to predict, and nobody could predict that the growth rate of traffic will be as high as it was. I mean, practically exponential. So it was probably not really logical. Some doggies. It was probably not very logical to apply that solution. But I mean, the 10 times most expensive. You see, this Belgrade sign is also nice. Oh, wrong window. But it was applied, and really, Mostarska petlja, I mean, this cross section is there is an E missing, Belgrade. It's like Belgrade. Yeah, Mostarska petlja, it's also quite spectacular. I mean, up until the moment of building of these access roads to Ada Bridge, Mostarska petlja was the most spectacular, practically, throughout decades, so to say. But now also these access roads to Ada Bridge also make it also very spectacular. Some look at the Ada Mall, but not so good from this side. Well, yeah, what can we do? Yeah. And it seems that there will be the passarella will be, the pedestrian passarella will be built now here at this section, this zebra, pedestrian zebra, because yeah, this is very heavy, and this will also release some additional traffic for cars. There will be not so much stops at this traffic light. So it's a good solution, definitely, and for safety reasons as well. I mean, for sure, it's a good solution. Maybe they also could have done it from this other mall when the mall was built. I mean, as one of the conditions for building a mall. But okay, this is now, yeah. And now we are already approaching the other bridge. This is the main practical street leading below the bridge, Boulevard Vojvode Mišića and Radnička Street, passing next to Belgrade Fair. So the bridges and the access roads, this is all there. Belgrade Fair, now it served during this pandemic. It served as a COVID hospital. The main hall, I mean, the hall number 1, which is this one that we can now see the cupola of. Okay, it's dark, so I'm not really sure how much we could see to the left. Oh, this is actually the first, was one adjacent hall, I mean 14, but yeah, the number 1. Okay, there was some light, but okay, not very visible. And now some other halls fair on our left. There is here somewhere, there is next to this bus station and tram station, there is an underground passage from the fair leading to the other side of the city, which is clever. However, there was some mistake in its construction, if I'm not mistaken. Here. And I don't know what happened. There is some strange denivellation in the passage, but okay, I mean, never mind. This could be disregarded. Last time I was there, also it was raining and some water was practically collecting. I'm not sure whether it was rainwater, probably rainwater. So there is some issue about. And now we are approaching Mostarska petlja. We are going down, but the petlja is much bigger than this. So we are only tangenting it, so to say. We are just touching it slightly. The brewery, the famous Belgrade brewery, is on our right. BIP, Belgradska industrija piva, Belgrade industry of beer. This is now becoming quite an attractive location, also because of the new Prokop railway station being built just behind it. So okay, the brewery has bankrupted. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, the brewery being bankrupt and with the main, I mean, it's located within the main market. Doesn't make much sense to get bankrupt, but it is what it is. Anyhow, I believe that this will now all be demolished, and if there is some valuable equipment, this will be taken somewhere else, or I don't know. And I'm pretty much sure that something else will be built there, because the location is quite high now. Autokomanda was practically the second most important cross, I mean intersection of the roads, including highway. It is beginning just now. It's not as spectacular as Mostarska petlja, but still, I mean, it's because there is a train here going up, and then also this passage with some connecting roads. Yeah, it's okay, not very spectacular, but it's okay. Highway Belgrade, I mean highway leading through Belgrade by night. By rainy night. Some water, there is always water here collecting. There is something wrong was done with this whole shit. And they never, I mean, this is there, I mean, for ages. The water collects there and nobody does anything about it. This is another thing that is driving me crazy when talking about the road maintenance services in Belgrade and in general in Serbia. Okay, stop, yellow light. It is not very common in Serbia to stop at the yellow light, but me being also oftentimes abroad, I know that I try to respect it as much as possible. Okay, we are now entering the had we continued straight ahead from Autokomanda, we will be going towards Slavia Square. The street on our right leads, this is Ustanička street, is leading to Zvezdara, and then further to, there is an old road to Smederevo, Smederevski put, and this street leading slightly to the left is Južni Boulevard, I mean leading practically to Vračar, Neymar, Lekino Brdo, and then further down to Grčića Milenka street. And there is also this street leading sharply to the left. It leads to the temple of Saint Sava temple. There was okay, there was a joke about Sveti Sava and Sveti Duja, which is known with Croats, but this is for, I mean, the football fans were singing this, practically singing this joke. It is a rhyme actually. Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't be bothering you much more. Enjoy the rest of the evening and we'll talk to you tomorrow again. Bye for now. If you like what I am doing, these videos, not the other things I'm doing, you can easily like it. Then if you do that, it wouldn't cost much also to subscribe to the channel. Maybe also to leave some nice comment, why not? Also some not so nice comment, why not as well? Yeah, you know the drill. Okay, bye for now and talk to you tomorrow again.